We ain't got it. Broke, fight broke. We ain't got it. Don't spend no money, ain't got no clothes, ain't got no cars, ain't got no hoes. We broke.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You're now listening. 1, 2. Broke. We ain't got it.
Yo, check this. Hear me now. We out here.
Hey, Vuleli volume, please, on my mic. Is that okay? Yeah, that's fine. Yes.
Turn up, gang.
Vuleli volume.
That's all you know, huh?
Yes, it's great. It's
I
the
don't
first
even
time
think you're saying those words right. I think the only word you know is volume. Everything else is mumbling.
It's the first time I heard that song. Anyway, new episode of Two Broke Twimbos in the house. My name is Denny, that guy, aka Denias, aka the only guy, aka your girlfriend probably pities me, aka Danmo. Or when you look at my wallet, in my bank account, and my body weight, it's more like Dan less.
That's right. And here with one and only, the irrefutable, the unmistakable, most surely could be doctorable one day. I'm hoping for that. Mm-hmm. Phil Chart, aka I've lost the big boss, baby.
Pizza P.
Aka Sexington Lovo, aka Shamari, the Tengero drink, and of course, DJ Mkarad.
I've got two new AKAs to add to my intro.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be AKA Denny That, AKA Telivas Asambeni Mashati. To give you some context, Denny That is because of the newspaper thing. My picture was in the newspaper with a very poor caption that just said Denny That.
And we're now running a little competition called Complete This Sentence. So guys, just tweet us with just little anecdotes of what Denny That could mean. It could be Denny That idiot, Denny That monkey.
Telivas Asambeni Mashatini.
What the hell is it?
That means, please can I have some Vaseline? Let's go to the bushes. Anyway, okay.
Why are you so stupid? Why? You know, Dad, so as a Ndebele man, the only phrase you know in your mother tongue is laced with sexual innuendo.
What? There's no sexual in it. Look, the key is if your lips are chapped, you don't want to be zoraring Vaseline in front of everyone. So you want to have a private moment in the mashatini to zora vas. So Telivas.
I love how you're mixing Ndebele and Shona.
That's what I do, man. It's a multicultural world. Anyway, we got a new episode out. Two Broke Twimbos have been very busy. This episode is late because we were so busy.
Biz.
So busy. In fact, we were so busy, we actually got paid enough to have 1 meal per day for the past couple of days.
Yeah.
So
Shout out to Shoko Festival for that nice $20 check. Went a long way.
Went a long way.
Went a long way. For those of you that don't know,
I was of the understanding that it was $20 each. But you know what? It's fine. It's okay.
It's fine. You know,
I
beggars and choosers.
I didn't read the fine print. So.
Yeah. So those of you that are underway, the Two Broke Twimbos were actually emceeing Shoko Festival on Friday night. We also ended up DJing.
Yeah.
And becoming artist DJs on the night because no one seemed to have brought their own DJs.
Yeah. Silverstone and Black Twang didn't have a DJ. So I'm putting that on my CV. Metaphysics didn't have a DJ. In fact, dude, Metaphysics got on stage. He's like, yo, do you have any instrumentals? I'm like, fam, what are you going to... No, just find some instrumentals. I him, what do you got? Okay, cool. Play that Biggie Adam and that Nas Adam. Yeah, cool. I should rap over those. And I was like, oh, no, he's going to do some freestyles. And I don't know, he's going to be, she want me to marry? And then, dude went in. Metaphysics is a G, bro. Damn. First, just drop the instrumental. He's on stage in front of several thousand people. And just, shout out to Metaphysics, man.
Like it's nothing.
Like it's nothing.
Sadly, I missed that freestyle.
Why, Phil? Why did you miss that freestyle?
Well, because of your stupidity, a little wardrobe malfunction. What had happened was, so we go on stage and we're setting up on the CDJs there. And then I'm like, yo, Dan, where are the headphones? He's like, oh, no, I left the headphones in my bag in the car. So I'm like, oh, you idiot. I run to the car. The bag is not there. The bag is actually on stage with Dan. I get back to the stage. Dan is pulling out the headphones. Now, I can't walk on the stage normally because Dumi, right, and them are performing. So I'm trying to jump on stage and Metaphysics is lifting me up And in that motion, I kind of overlunged, overextended.
Okay. Long story short, Phil ripped his pants in the nether region area.
And then I had to make a quick dash home to change into another pair of black slacks.
I don't know why you didn't just perform with your,
with my balls hanging out.
With your balls hanging out on the stage.
That would have been great. Hey, Casper, what up, man? Nice to see you again. I don't mind this.
Yeah. Anyway, so we were quite busy. And but yeah, no, we're going to bring for you an episode of a Zimbabwean doing big things down in South Africa. Phil had the opportunity to hijack her and interview her. I must confess, I know very little about Berita. What's her name? Berita Khumalo. Berita.
Her name is Gugulethu. Berita's a stage name.
Okay, but I mean, what they call her? Like
Berita's a stage name.
What's this? I swear I've seen Berita something surname. Anyway, it's fine. I'm sure she'll explain in detail.
Yes. Just a little heads up. I was not feeling too well during that. So, guys, don't hit me with comments of why does Phil look like he's about to pass out. I was dealing with some health issues.
Oh, when you say look like, it's because this episode is also available on YouTube. There's a video version of it.
Of course. That's what we're doing these days. We're upping our video content. We're pushing for a lot more video content to be delivered to you, the humble viewer. So, guys, please make sure you like, subscribe, comment on the video. You know what I mean? Just engage and interact with us as an audience.
In fact, do you know what? If you want to help us out, but you don't want to get into the nitty-gritties, just open www.broketwimbos.com. Stay on there for like 10 seconds and close it. It really helps us. It really does.
Yeah, it would be great if you could also just share the stuff to your social media. That'd be great as well. So yeah, interview with Berita. She was Zimbabwean born. Grew up in the Matabeleland province. Matabeleland, yes. Before moving to New Zealand. Yes, before moving to New Zealand. Before coming back to South Africa for university. So she basically taught herself Xhosa, which is quite impressive. And now she's very fluent in 3 languages. In fact, I think it's 4 now. Obviously, she did the big hit.
Backwards language, cabwards language, keys cabwards language.
Moving right along. Did the big hit with our legendary Oliver Mtukudzi and Humas Keller. So she's doing big things. Her second album's about to drop. In fact, the video for Manawema was supposed to have dropped at the time of this video, but not as yet. So it should be dropping anytime now. And I'm sure they'll be using this interview as a promo piece to hype up said video.
Oh, by the way, I'm also in another video. I'm in Tinashe Makura's video.
Which one?
The Built-in Trousers song.
When is that shot?
A while back. I totally forgot about it. And I've just been told that I'm in some... Oh, I saw you in a music video. I was like, what? Yeah, so... Apparently, I'm in that video.
Is it?
Yeah.
Big things are
I haven't seen it yet, but I want to watch it. I think I was a video vixen in that particular video.
Oh, Lord.
Anyway, back to the issue at hand. Please enjoy this interview and catch you on the flip side.
We are. No, we're not out.
We're not yet out. No, they just have to. Yeah.
They just
so
keep,
just play. Yeah.
If you're already playing, don't press play again because it'll pause it. So just keep going. Don't do anything.
Don't do anything. Actually, yes. Thanks.
As I say, don't touch that dial. We'll be right back.
No, that implies that we're leaving.
But technically, we are going.
Okay, fine. Just don't do anything.
We broke.
Hi guys, it's your boy Phil Chard, aka Flint Flossie, aka Feeds P, Sexington Lovo, Shamri Dingro Drink, and of course DJ Mkardi. And I'm here in South Africa at the 5th Season Studios with a very beautiful and talented young lady. She's making big waves out here, winning awards, collaborating with a lot of big artists. Berita, how are you doing, ma'am?
Hi, sir. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm good, thank you.
So
thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. It's a pleasure. It really is. I was doing a little reading on you.
Yes.
Turns out you're also Zimbabwean.
I am.
Really?
Born and bred.
We are everywhere. So when did you move from Zim to SA?
Well, you know what? The journey isn't actually Zim to SA.
Mm-hmm.
I was born in Bulawayo. I'll take it from the start. I was born in Bulawayo and I grew up there, mostly raised by my grandmother. Mm-hmm. When I was young, my parents were teachers in Zombe. You know, when you're going to Kokwe.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Not really, but I'll just...
Okay, so that's where my parents were teachers. So I spent a lot of time between Zombe and Kokwe.
Mm-hmm.
between Zombe and Bulawayo. And then when I was a teenager, my father got an opportunity to go and work in New Zealand as a dairy farmer.
Oh.
So he took on that opportunity and took his whole family with. So at 16, I moved to New Zealand and I finished my high school there, spent a year there after that, and I basically felt like I needed to come back home and I needed to let my identity as an African woman filter through what my purpose for my life is.
Oh, really? So your dad was a farmer in Zim, and then
He was a teacher in Zim, keen on farming, but then always, you know how teachers in Zim are, they've got like their place where they farm. When it's school holidays, we used to wake up at 4 on school holidays to go to the farm and stuff like that. So when he finally got an opportunity to be a full-time farmer in New Zealand, he took on that opportunity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And music, was it always a part of your life?
I think no. Growing up, I always loved school. I was about school. I tried being a part of the church choir, but I loved music. I loved listening to the radio, but I never thought that I would be a musician. I only started really thinking about it when I moved to New Zealand. A lot was happening in the family, the change of environment, and suddenly being an African girl in another country, I realized a lot about myself and about my family, and I had so much emotions, and that's when I picked up the guitar, and that's when I also started playing a little bit of piano. But I built a lot of emotion without writing, that by the time I had to write, I was just picking from all the emotions that I had.
All right. So in New Zealand, where were you staying?
I was staying in a little town called Otautau, which is down south in the middle of nowhere in Invercargill.
And how many blacks were down there?
Me and my sister were literally like the first 2 African girls to go to that school.
Oh, okay. So oh, look at your hair. Oh, let me touch your hair.
So it was a life-changing experience, and I always talk about it because I don't think I would have been a musician had it not been for the travel. Because by the time I left New Zealand and got an opportunity to study here in South Africa, I left with my guitar. I could only play 2 chords, but I knew that wherever I'm going to go next, I'm going to show my identity and I'm going to make a mark.
All right. So your family is just you and your sister?
My family is still in New Zealand, and I'm here in South Africa alone.
So why did you left everyone back in New Zealand just to come back home?
Yeah.
And how did they take that?
Well, I think first of all, my parents, as long as it had school in it, they were happy. But also they understood. There's something about Africa. There's something about, especially Southern Africa. There's something special about it. And I know that this video is going to reach a lot of diaspora people in Canada, in the UK, and all other parts, Australia. And they all miss home. They will all tell you that there's something about home.
Okay. So you come back to South Africa. Where are you going? What are you studying?
I went to East London in the Eastern Cape to study financial information systems, which was a diploma that had accounting and IT in it. See, what happened initially when I came down, everything was such a rash decision that I ended up just telling myself that no matter what happens, I'm definitely going to make it. And the first time I came to East London, I remember on the taxi from the airport asking the driver, where do people sing here? Where do they play music? Tell me about the music scene in East London. And I remember the first time that I came to Johannesburg, it was so big. I thought to myself, I have to make it before I even get to Joburg.
And what is the language barrier? Like, obviously you're from Bulawayo, so you speak.
Yeah, ngiyakhuluma. I didn't face a particular barrier per se. I think because I was coming from the diaspora, I was really hungry to tap into my culture, and I was very lucky to go to a part of South Africa, which I think a lot of South Africa is like that. People pride themselves in who they are, and when I got to the Eastern Cape, I found the Xhosa people that are very, very happy about being Xhosa, very happy about their traditions, and have integrated what the world is today, with still incorporating a lot of who the Xhosa people are. And because I was studying with students from the Transkei, it was very easy for me to pick up Xhosa.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So now that you're in East London, how do you start pursuing music?
I remember the first day, what I did was, friends, when I moved into hostel, were like, we saw a girl with a guitar. Can she play? You know, they were asking each other, and they came up to me. And at the time, I could only play 3 chords, and then I hadn't even composed a full song. And I remember I used to strum, then sing, then strum. Like, it was such a disorganized process. But I played that chorus that I heard, and I strummed, and they loved it. And I think at one point I had people gossiping, saying, no, you know, that girl can really sing. And from there I never looked back. I wrote more. I was inspired. There were a lot of community events. There were church events, hospitals, schools, drama events around the area. By the end of the year, I was constantly, every weekend, I had somewhere to perform. I had restaurants to perform at. And before I knew it, I was in studio recording.
Oh. And how are you learning more chords? Because obviously you can't be performing playing 3 chords.
Exactly.
So how are you improving your guitar playing skills?
Slowly. All I've been doing is from where, because I look back to where I started, literally. And, you know, the music was just based on what I knew. So what I had to just keep on doing was keep on learning. If I see someone that plays a guitar, I ask them. I always ask even my band members, can you show me this little thing? And then they're always keen to show me. And that's just how I ended up writing more and learning more chords, and to getting to a point where I'm in love with my guitar now. So I keep learning and I keep getting better.
So what songs are you performing while you're perfecting your craft?
I perform Uthandolwethu. Uthandolwethu is a favorite. It became a big song in 2012. It's from my first album called Conquering Spirit. The album went gold and won a Metro FM award for Best African Pop Album.
Look at us showing off.
So Uthandolwethu is a favorite wherever I go. There's a song called Phakama Africa. That is an amazing song. It's also in the first album. It's basically saying too many times we've been victimized and utilized, and it's time for us as Africans to stand up and show the world what we're about.
Preach on, sister, preach on.
And just recently I came from the Netherlands, and that song had people anchoring me, had people wanting me to come back on stage.
Really?
So that's an exciting song.
So was that, like, let's say Netherlands, was that because they could identify with the lyrics, or because they could just feel the energy in the song?
I think it's the energy in the song and it's the lyrics. I think that this is the best time for Africa. We finally have a chance anywhere in the world as an African woman or man or girl or boy or, you know, even like I look at my parents that moved overseas in their 40s. You know, I feel like Africa now has a chance in the world, and that song, people really relate to it.
Really? So there's like a big African contingent in the Netherlands?
Yes, the part that we're in, there was.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think we've jumped somewhere, because you've gone from not writing anything to performing songs you've written. So how did you start writing those songs?
I wrote a lot of songs from what I was seeing. There's a song called Kwehlule Mama. We're still talking about the first album here. And it's about my mother. And I had observed a lot of stuff and seen how women, how hard they work and how they are viewed in society. And basically, I had all the lyrics in my heart. All I had to do was to find the right chords. So that's basically how I wrote most of my songs, from stories that I already had in my mind, feelings that I had. It was just a matter of putting them on paper.
Okay. All right. So what is the first song you ever wrote?
It's a song called Ndicela Umamele. It's a love song.
Oh, what is his name?
It's a love song. I remember I used to perform that song a lot in the Eastern Cape, and people thought that song was going to be the Thandolwethu of the album. But I think when it was recorded, Thandolwethu just took over. Yeah.
All right. So you've done your first album.
Yes.
Okay, you finished it, then you performed it. How do you start? Do you go to record labels and try shopping yourself? Does someone come and approach you and say, we want to work with you?
Well, for me, things happened very quickly. Even when I talk to my friends in the industry, they say, I've been singing for 10 years. How do you sing for 1 year and get a record deal and record an album? But I think that, the industry is so diverse. There's so many ways of doing things. But the way that God planned my start was basically that I remember I came to Joburg to visit family. And my uncle was like, I have a family friend that works at a radio station. I'm going to have him come listen to you so that he can tell you what you need to work on. He came through, he listened to me. He works at Alex FM. And he said, okay, I'll schedule an interview for you for Friday. And on that Friday, and this was like August holidays, school holidays, and I was a first year student. I went on radio that day, played Ndicela Umamele, the song I'm telling you about, and people were calling in saying, when is the album coming out? People were just excited on air. And from that, I was instantly offered a record deal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, lucky you. So, after you get your record deal,
Yes.
how are you adjusting to the music industry?
Yes. There's been a lot going on. I've been in the industry 3 years now. So, first year, I was a first year student in 2011. Recorded my album in December. It came out 2012 when I was a second year student. I went back to school like nothing happened. I didn't know anything about the industry at the time. And I remember the first time I got a couple of copies of my album, I got home literally in my house and I hid them because I didn't want anyone to know that I had recorded anything. But like I'm saying, that it was a God-planned start, because before I knew it, my song was on radio, Thando Lwethu, and it was doing so well. And from there, I had to adjust. I had to start getting a manager, finding out about the industry, promoting myself, learning how to use social media, all the stuff that comes into music. I had to learn in that time. And then it's been an amazing journey. Even to this day, I'm still learning and still growing, and to now where I'm working with a bigger team at 5th Season. It's everything is just one step to the next, and it's going well.
All right. So your first album drops. You're obviously gaining popularity. You're winning awards now.
Yes.
How do you start working on your second album?
A lot of things happened. Like I think that with every gift that you have, there's also a responsibility that comes with it. And I think going into my second album is called Songs of Empowerment. I got to see the industry. I got to learn about myself, and I realized how quickly things had happened for me. So with my second album, I looked into myself, and the first song that I wrote for the album is a song called Sugundi Xesha. It's a Xhosa song. It's a deep Xhosa song. Actually, the chorus goes something like Sugundi Xesha ndawuxhensa ngexesha lam, ixesha libekwe nguThixo, lixesha lam elo. But what that means is that don't rush me. Let me take my time. Let me dance in the time that God has set for me to dance. And that was basically going into my second album with that understanding that, this is only just the beginning of my journey. I have so much more to learn, and all I have to do is allow. I have to allow God, and I have to allow myself. I have to be patient. And what became special about the album is that as I got an opportunity to work with Bra Yu Masegela, South African, amazing, renowned legend, and also Baba Oliver Mtukudzi, Zimbabwean, amazing, renowned legend as well. And working with those two amazing fathers that are big in the African music scene, I learned a lot. Both of them have at least 20 albums each. And the one thing that I learned was to be honest in my music, and was to release music that would empower and send a message to people. And that basically paved way for how I wrote my second album.
Okay. I think you've buried the lead here. So how do you, a young girl from Bulawayo, via New Zealand, through East London, who dropped an album, how do you link up with Yuma Sikela and all of them? Do they just call you on WhatsApp like, hey girl, we like your music?
No.
Come to the studio.
No, it was actually a very organic process. I did a collaboration. The collaboration is not out with the Zimbabwean artist Alexis Kawar.
Oh.
Through an industry friend. And he liked that collaboration a lot and was like, I'll introduce you to Babatuku. So when Babatuku was in Johannesburg, I was introduced to him.
Okay.
And when I was introduced to him, his manager was like, actually, I was showing Babatuku your music video for Tandolwetu just yesterday. And I was saying, I like this girl. We should do something with her. So already there had been preparations that had been done. By the time we met and had dinner, it was like I was talking to my father. We just gelled. We had amazing conversations. And from there, he invited me to Harare. And in Harare, we got there. He's a busy man. He travels all around the world.
That is true.
But he made time. We got into studio. There's a song that I had done in my first album called Mwana wa Mai. The song is in English and the chorus is in Shona. Penga uzoke mwana wa mai, vanongotarisa. Which means that no matter wherever you go, basically to benga is to go crazy. And in society there's this thing that when women grow up or men grow up and they lose their way, society just looks at them. There's no one to guide and say, hey, come back home. Especially if, say, it's an orphan child or it's someone that has no one. No one's there to tell them, yabona manje, yapaiza. No one is basically bringing them into line. So that's what the song was about. Baba Mtukudzi listened to it. He loved it so much and was like, look, I think this is a powerful song. How about we redo it? You sing your verses in Ndebele and we'll sing the chorus together in Shona. So we did that. I came back to South Africa and he was going to have a tribute concert. He invited me back for the tribute concert. Now, a week before I had to go to his tribute concert in Harare, I did a festival in the Eastern Cape. And on that day, it was just my lucky day. I happened to go on stage just after Yuma Sekela. And Yuma Sekela then got a chance to watch me perform, which happens rarely because the bigs, Bana Babatuku and Prayuma Segela, when they perform, they need to leave. They need to go rest because they travel the world. So when I came off stage, he basically came up to me and was like, I like your sound. I like what you're doing. You're going to go far. And from there, we just started having a casual artist-to-artist conversation. The next thing he was telling me that he's going to Harare. He's been invited by his friend, Oliver Mtukudzi. And I said, that's my father. He's invited me too. So the week later, we met in Harare. It was a jolly good party. Babatuku's tribute. I had you listen to the song. He loved it and was like, as soon as I get back to South Africa, let's get in studio. Let me put my trumpet on it.
Oh, all right. Dope. So apparently that song has a video coming out soon?
Yes. Yes, I'm very excited about the video. I can't wait for people to see it.
Is it what can we expect? Is there going to be a lot of, big cars, champagne popping?
No.
No? Oh.
No. We can expect what you can expect is a story. It's a story about a young girl that's made mistakes and she's going back to her roots.
Okay.
Yes, so it's an earthy, humble video.
All right. And there's a remix as well?
Yes, there's a very exciting remix. My friends Black Motion, they're doing big things in the industry. Yes, that's them. Yes, I did a remix. I did a song actually with them for their album.
Oh, okay.
So, and then when they had Mwana wa Mai, the one with Baba Oliver Mtukudzi and Yuma Segela, they were like, we have to remix this one for you. And, they are the best. I had to have them remix it.
Oh, okay. So it looks like the things are looking up. So far off your second album, how many singles have you dropped?
I've dropped 2 singles. Sugunde Klesha was the first one, and Mwana wa Mai is the second one.
Okay.
Yes.
And what are your plans going forward? Are you planning on dropping any more singles before you move on to your third album?
I'll keep that a secret for now.
Okay.
But I'm writing again.
Okay.
I'm writing and I'm excited. I'm growing a lot as a guitarist, as a songwriter, as a singer, and also looking into getting into production as well. So I really want to cook and I want to take my time to do it.
What's your writing process like? Do you sit down and write out the melody and then do the chords, or does everything just come together?
It depends how the song comes about. Sometimes I have ideas in my head that turn into songs. Sometimes I have a nice melody on my guitar and then I fuse it with my idea. Sometimes I've got a vocal idea that I've been thinking about, and just I have an archive in my head and in my heart of things that I'm thinking about. And then what I usually just do is when I sit down with my guitar, it all just comes together.
Okay. All right. Well, we've had a very enlightening conversation. You
Thank
have a
you
very,
so much.
what can I say, very interesting and unusual story. But
Thank
I think
you.
you're very talented. I've listened to a lot of your music. It's very impressive. You know, especially Mwanamwai. That my mother loves that song actually.
Oh wow! Thank you so much.
So yeah, you definitely have a promising career, and
Thank
we
you.
look forward to see what you do in the future.
Thank you so much.
And I want to see you live though, because I understand your live performance is very good as well.
Yeah, you must see me live.
As you know, of Two Broke Twimbos, the main gist of the show is not only to interview artists, but also find ways to fleece them out of their
Yes.
hard-earned money.
Yes.
So it would be untoward of me to not beg you for some sort of backstage pass or ticket. So just take things to the next level, you know?
No, done. Consider it done.
All right. So hopefully we can add maybe a little live footage to the end of this interview. But
Yes.
thank you for your time.
Super, I'm excited. And by the way, on Twitter, I'm at Berita_Afrosoul. On Facebook, I'm Berita. And on Instagram, I'm at Berita_Afrosoul. And yes, my new single, Mwana wa Maya, is out. Look out for the Black Motion remix.
All right. I was actually going to intro that plug section, but you can see media training. Can you see the media training? So yes, get all of Berita online and let her know you heard her or you saw on Two Broke Twimbos. And don't forget, guys, twobroke.com, Facebook, Two Broke Twimbos, Twitter, Two Broke Twimbos, iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, SoundCloud. We're pretty much everywhere. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for having me.
Bye.
We broke.
And there you have it. That was a lovely conversation that I had with the talented Berita. Contrary to what she told me, I did not receive any backstage passes or tickets to any live shows. So, young lady, pay your debt.
You must tell it. Delifas. Asambeni mashati. I need to stop saying that. But anyway, it's my new AKA.
Sexual harassment was the name of the day when Zimbabwean blogger in the podcaster Philip Chad was arrested in Johannesburg after making ill-toward advances to a young pop star.
Speaking of which, there's some upcoming interviews that you shall enjoy. They are available in video.
My way.
But yeah, they're going to be very interesting. Really, there's no way you want to go because Two Broke Twimbos is firing right now.
We are firing.
All cylinders. Anything important that we need to say? I think we just need to remind everyone that look, I know a lot of people, in fact probably the majority of people that follow Two Broke Twimbos are following via RSS feeds or who follow the podcast and just download the podcast, which is dope. We appreciate you guys. But if you are listening to the podcast, there's a whole lot of extra content available on the website. You can watch our review of movies. You can watch our
event reviews,
reviews,
performance highlights,
especially if you like EDM music. We have a couple of those reviews up.
skits and the like. We are actually working on a few skits right now.
Yes.
Skit.
Yeah, so just take some time out. Just open twobroke_twimbos.com. Look what's there, or you can just check out the YouTube channel. That's also available. But I mean, from the website, everything is nicely aggregated in a central location for your perusal
and enjoyment.
Yeah, so subscribe, like, follow. Please look for us on social media. That's where we inform you of everything that's going on. And yeah.
I think on that note, we can adjourn to... We're actually going to be dropping another episode this week because we've got a backlog to clear.
Is there a Berita song that we can play? Are we going to play Mwana wa Maya?
I actually didn't ask them if we could take down notices. I wonder. Risky. Oh, let me contact the relevant parties to find out if we will not get sued for such action. But in the meantime, zip it up and zip it out.
We broke. Hey.